No one expected that a short trip would become a turning point for two people who had suffered a lot. Jack did something that made Tu Tien cry in the middle of the wilderness, and that moment moved millions of people. What happened on that picnic? What secret did Jack hide until the last minute? Don't miss it. Tu Tien woke up early when the sky was still misty. She gently walked into the kitchen and started preparing breakfast for Jack and his mother. Slices of toasted bread, fragrant fried eggs, and a pot of hot porridge were placed on the table as a warm morning wish. She also made a pot of light herbal tea and placed it next to Jack's mother's chair, hoping she would have a pleasant morning. After cleaning up, Tu Tien changed her clothes, put on her hat, and walked out to the garden. The smell of damp soil after last night's rain made her feel strangely relaxed. She started the new day with a trip to harvest watermelons. Jack had just woken up, the soft sunlight shining through the window brightening the small room. He walked out and sat down next to his mother, his eyes still filled with contemplation after the events of the past few days. Looking at his mother sipping a cup of warm tea, Jack gently said, "I plan to take Tu Tien on a picnic for a few days, to relax her mind. She's been through so much these past few days." His mother looked at her son, her eyes gentle and a little worried, then nodded slightly as if in silent agreement. Jack gently squeezed his mother's hand. His heart filled with determination. He wanted to bring Tu Tien a little peace, a small corner separate from all the sadness of the past. Tu Tien stood up and lightly brushed her skirt, a smile still on her lips after a successful morning of business. The melons she had personally tended had been sold out. Buyers not only liked the sweet taste but also appreciated her sincere and honest way of talking. She neatly folded the empty baskets, carefully tied up her stall, and greeted the familiar faces at the market. The sun was starting to shine gently, the light shining through the treetops along the road, creating a strangely peaceful scene. After chatting with his mother, he immediately started preparing for the special picnic he had planned many days ago. Without asking anyone for help, he wanted to do everything himself, as a way to silently express his sincere feelings for Tu Tien. In the small kitchen, Jack carefully selected the freshest ingredients, then started making pho rolls, a light dish that he knew Tu Tien loved. Each slice of beef was stir-fried just right. The herbs were washed and drained. The pho noodles were rolled neatly and beautifully. The gentle aroma spread throughout the kitchen, making even the little dog in the yard curiously put its nose in. In addition to the food, Jack also prepared a picnic mat, drinks, a few small books, and an old camera he had kept since his college days. Everything was carefully arranged in a box, along with a thin jacket in case of the cold wind in the afternoon. When he heard Tu Tien calling from outside, Jack smiled, his eyes shining with excitement. She had just entered the room when he came out, mysteriously holding up the basket. "Everything is done. Let's go now." Tu Tien looked at him in surprise, then laughed, her heart fluttering in the peaceful morning. "Where are we going?" Jack said, "Just follow me. There will be a surprise for you." Jack carefully loaded the basket onto the bike, then gently helped Tu Tien sit up. The bike slowly rolled away from the house, the wheels creaking lightly on the winding road. The two of them didn't say much, just letting the gentle wind blow through their hair, carrying the cool scent of the fields. Through the bamboo groves leaning along the road, the scenery gradually opened up before their eyes like a vivid picture. At the end of the small slope, a clear lake appeared, nestled in the middle of a lush green valley. On the shore of the lake, a herd of buffalo leisurely grazed. A few lay in the water, the waves gently lapping against their shiny black skin. The sound of splashing water mixed with the chirping of birds made the scene so peaceful. Surrounding the lake were undulating hills, a shade of green, and light clouds drifting lazily above, as if they were also stopping to watch. Jack stopped the bike next to the lake, turned to Tu Tien with a warm gaze. "This is where I want to take you." She smiled, her heart feeling calm after many stormy days. Jack quickly jumped down first and then turned back to support Tu Tien. She stepped onto the soft, moist ground, the gentle morning sunlight shining through the leaves, casting sparkling shadows on the lake in front of her. Tu Tien closed her eyes, took a deep breath, letting the cool breeze blow through her hair, carrying the scent of grass, the smell of water and the smell of young mud of the countryside. She smiled, opened her eyes and whispered to Jack, "This scene is so peaceful and pleasant. As if I had just stepped out of the noisy world." Jack looked at her with affectionate eyes, then nodded in agreement. Without waiting long, the two of them started preparing for the picnic. Jack took care of setting up camp. He spread out the picnic mat, then neatly set up the sunshade as he had planned. Tu Tien opened the rattan basket, took out food, drinks, cups and towels one by one, arranging everything meticulously and delicately. The atmosphere was peaceful. Only occasionally there was the rustling of leaves and the sound of buffalo hooting in the distance. Each person did their own thing, but they were in perfect harmony, as if they had known each movement for a long time. Amidst the peaceful natural setting, they created a small, warm and private corner, just like the rare peaceful moments they were preserving together. After setting up camp, Jack took out the mini charcoal stove and started the fire. Tu Tien sat next to him, carefully arranging the shrimp and sausages that Jack had prepared from home on the grill. The light smoke rose, carrying an enticing aroma that made both of their stomachs start to growl. While waiting for the food to cook, they sat close to each other by the fire, chatting animatedly like two old friends. Jack talked about his childhood, the times he went fishing with his father, the days he skipped school to play with his friends in the neighborhood, the innocent memories that he still remembered clearly in every detail. He said that his childhood had many memories, happy and mischievous. Tu Tien smiled and listened, then quietly told him about her childhood. Not much joy, just lonely days, wandering in the memory of her parents whom she had never met. She spoke hesitantly, her eyes distant and then downcast. Jack noticed her hesitation, and immediately changed the subject so as not to make her sadder. He smiled softly. "How about we take some souvenir photos?" Tu Tien nodded, her eyes lighting up a bit. Both of them held their cameras, walked along the lake, posed innocently, laughed and joked happily. And then, in that peaceful setting, what should have happened finally happened, a special moment that neither of them could forget.
Bài thơ nhớ bác. Trăng rơi đầu núi mờ sương, nhớ người áo vải, nhớ hương đất rừng. Nơi rừng sâu bác từng nắm cơm ngọn gió tim hừng vì dân. Đêm trường thao thức bao lần, mắt người sáng giữa muôn phần gian nan. Bàn tay cầm bút vẽ sao, soi đường độc lập dẹp bao hiểm nghèo. Bác đi đất nước lặng theo, núi rừng cũng khóc sông reo nghẹn ngào. Trái tim đất nước dâng trào, dáng bác vẫn sống ngọt ngào trong tim. Hôm nay đất nước yên bình, lúa xanh bát ngát học sinh đến trường. Nhớ bác lòng vẫn vấn vương, ơn người soi lối dẫn đường chúng con.